As you guys know, in the past I've done videos on both Coraline as well as Lewis Carroll's Alice stories, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I like one more than the other, and why one may, in future generations, take the place of another. So, I've made it no secret to anyone who knows me that I prefer Coraline. I think Coraline is a superior story. It's much more interesting, and the writing's, in my opinion, stronger than Carol's. However, that's not to say I dislike the Alice stories. And in my video, I talked about why I like them, how they're kind of just a road trip through this surreal landscape with all kinds of strange creatures and characters and odd little meandering little, things going on. But Coraline actually has more of a plot. It's more straightforward. And this one is even a morality tale, and even teaches kids a lesson about what we should be grateful for, why we should be grateful for it, and how the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the mysterious door. But the reason I think that Coraline, as Diana Wynne Jones once put it, will nudge Alice Wonderland out of its niche at last, is because there's more lasting power in this. This is not just a kind of an Alice story for, a new century and a new audience, but there's more depth to it. There's more things going on. It's more of a straightforward story. Carol's novel feels more like kind of just a silly little whimsical tale. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have nothing against novels that aren't really plot driven or feature just strange things for the sake of strange things. I like weird stuff myself. However, I feel like his was more built on novelty of the time and its audience, and that it's only been kept this long through reputation as a status of this weird, great work of fiction because it was unusual in its time, and it's kind of passed along this reputation. Now, that's not to say the characters in Alice's, Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass aren't beloved. And they certainly, not to say that they aren't timeless either. They are timeless characters. They're much beloved. I like them myself. And I enjoy these stories, as I've said. However, I do feel like Coraline has much more going on, has much more something to say, and honestly, I prefer Gaiman's writing style over Carol's kind of twee style. I think is a little, a good word to put it. But also, Coraline has a horror in it. It's a horror story as well as a fantasy story, and I like stuff that combines horror and fantasy. Also, I think this element of horror gives it more something memorable for kids. Kids may enjoy Alice just for the strange caterpillar and the Cheshire Cat and the Insane Queen and those kind of characters, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think readers, young and old, will remember Coraline much more in the future, and that maybe in time Coraline will be looked at the way we now, in present day, look at Carol's Victorian fantasy story. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents, and that's just kind of why I like one more than the other, and why I think one has more depth and staying power than the other. And that's not to say that, generations from now we still won't be reading Alice. That's insane. I mean, again, I love Alice, and I can see why anyone would. However, I can see where a lot of people would prefer Coraline over it, and I'm in that camp. So anyways, both great stories, and I'm not saying one should replace the other, just that one, I think, has more merit than the other as far as long-lastingness and what we will still be reading and showing to our kids and their kids and so forth and so forth. But anyways, that's just my video on why I think one is better than the other and why I like one more than the other, even though I think they're both great and they're both timeless in their own way. So anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry it took me a while to get another video. Working on other videos right now, having unprecedented amount of free time, and I love it. And I'll try to have another video up soon. So until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.